Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house, not against it. I'm your host, Ariel Miller, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, an AI-powered path to profit. Hello, everyone. It is so nice seeing you here bright and early this morning. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday with me. So who's ready to do some winning? We have football, the WNBA, some Major League Baseball today, and a lot of plays that I really like or that are developing right now. And this is crazy. Like, minimum, I have 9 plays that I really like. So we're going to be talking a little bit about, editing the plays down and also really finding our spots. So, yeah, it's so wonderful seeing all of you here. Hello, Brian. Hello, Optimistic. Nice seeing you. Is that Optimistic? Is that Gorlock? Hello, Ken. Hello, Chuck Science. It is such a wonderful morning seeing all of you here. DJ Ray, thank you so much for getting up early, putting my links in the chat. And let me pin those messages real quick for everyone. If you don't know, now you know where to get my daily report emails. Just pin those messages in the YouTube and Rumble chat. Thank you so much for dropping that link. If you haven't signed up for my free daily email where I give out all of my sports news, the line information, line analysis, my picks of the day, plus pictures of me every day, then you're missing out. Sign up for it. It's free. It goes out every day. No spam, no ads, no BS, just me. arielcalista.com. Click on that little button that says stay in touch. It is free, easy to sign up. And unsubscribe if you really want to, but hope you don't. So it is a good morning. Hello, Derek. Hello, Anthony. It is great seeing all of you here joining in and ready to win some wagers. Now, before we get started, I always like to get my mind right. Strain of the day, you might be wondering, is Granddaddy Perp Kush. This is an indica heavy hybrid, and it's just a lot of relaxation, has that full body effect, mental calmness and clarity. So yeah, it just makes it one of those all-time, like, good, consistent strains that I think is pretty well known. You could pretty much get it almost anywhere. You know what I like to do. Sit back, relax. Whoa. Strain is getting to me. Sit back, relax, and get my mind ready to win some wagers this morning. Alrighty, I am still drinking my coffee here. I don't know if you guys love to start your morning with a nice cup of coffee. I do. I'm always ordering like my special coffee beans. Got my special coffee maker, the Kazumi coffee maker. I'll have to figure out a way to bring that on air sometime, or maybe I'll do like another live stream. Make a try for outside again, as long as like the torrential downpour doesn't land on my head while that's happening. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Spencer. Nice seeing you here this morning. I was feeling a little purple. Still feeling a little bit of summer vibes, even though like I put up some of my fall decor. Had to have a football here for fall. And don't fall. Yeah, but it's still warm, it's still sunny, and I am still hoping for a few more days of tanning before it gets too cold. I like to go outside, get my tan on, lay out in the sun, and roast. Like, I love it. All right, now before we dive into all of these wonderful bets, we are going to be starting off with a lot of plays in the NFL. But before we do that, let's just look at our current ROIs and see how everything's going so far. So currently in Major League Baseball, we're sitting at a 43, or my bad, I got that backwards, 47.3% ROI, a 69.5% win rate, and we've played 302 units. Now, these baseball lines have been a little bit slow developing this morning, so we're just, we're waiting. I've seen some things starting to move, so might get in some plays. It's a really good time to sign up for the daily report if you haven't done so already. Now, in the WNBA, we're sitting at a 46.1% ROI, 76% win rate, and we've played 75 units so far. But today, these lines in the WNBA have been super tight. I'm not going to lie. But it makes sense. Had to bring out the purple granddaddy purple kush for the purple top. Thank you. All right. Now, in college football, we are sitting at a 32.2% ROI, 69.3% win rate. So we're almost at that 70% win rate, like literally just a fraction of a percentage off in both Major League Baseball and college football from hitting a 70% win rate. But considering our ROI in college football right now is 32.2%, Major League Baseball 47.3%. I don't know why I want to keep switching those numbers around this morning. So far, so good. Only played 13 units so far in college football. And in the NFL, our ROI is sitting at 43.2%, 8 units played, and a lot of games for you guys today. So yeah, you know what? I have not seen a lot of movement in the Vikings game. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying these plays of the day. We really are being selective, finding our winners. And if you haven't signed up for this free daily report, you're just walking over free money. Seriously. But I love giving out the free plays of the day for you guys, and we've been doing so well with them. So yeah, some days it's just like there's only one play I like, and I'm like, play that. Oh yeah, you laddered out that Missouri pick. Oh right. Exactly, Penn State not covering. I knew that was going to happen, but there was definitely a lot of doubt there. Sure. Just remember, guys, today I have 9 possible plays. These are a lot of plays, and obviously we don't want to spend our entire bankroll in one day. That's why it's important to curate your bets. Extraordinarily important. All right, so let's start off with this Bears-Lions game. It's at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Now, this one you've heard me talk about, but I'm going to talk about it some more. I have loved this Lions spread. I said get it before it moves to -6.5, and you know what? It sure did. It opened up at -4.5, went to -6. I told you guys on Thursday, I was like, I'm loving this play. It's developing. I think it's going to move to -6.5. It was already on a lot of pro money, level 3 pro money. But now the pro money has gotten even stronger. There's level 4 pro money. So it's still looking like a great play. The pro money hasn't been quite as strong as it was, but it's still sitting there at -6.5 right now. Grabbed it at -6 for sure. And I think this is still a solid play. So I hope you pick that play up on Thursday, but either way, 1 o'clock p.m. today, we will watch this game. It's going to be a fun game. And I have been keeping my eye on the total here as well. So I love that spread. Love the line spread for sure. Lock that in already. That's set. That's done. All right, let's look at this total. It opened up at 48.5. Then it dropped to 46.5 with level 5 money pushing us under. Now, this is also trending for an action bet. This has dropped 2 points. The money is going in the right direction. But just remember, you can't bet everything. You can't bet everything. But we did do really well with all of the unders that we were playing last week in the NFL. But I mean, this is something for you action players to just look at, take note of, because it is moving towards the under and the money is going in the right direction here. So this is trending. It's trending, something to watch out for. Hey Superfro, how are you doing? Ready for some plays today. I want to move on to this Jags Bengals game. This is a 1:00 p.m. Eastern game as well. And, I'm looking at it. Ooh, should we ladder the Lions bet? I mean, I don't think I would ladder it too much. It just has been like steadily going out, but I would like to hear from some of the sharps and our audience. What do you think? A lot of you guys ladder things out a lot more aggressively than I would all the time. So feel free to throw in your opinions, sharps. I'd love to hear from the rest of you. But I mean, it is moving out. That's for sure. Now, the Jags opened up at plus 5.5. Then they moved to plus 3.5 on some Jags money. There was level 1 money. There was some pros coming in here, pushing this line in the right direction. And I think this was a serious move. Going from plus 5.5 to plus 3.5. If you like to grab underdogs, I think this could be a serious underdog spot that is developing. And since I saw that happen, it's gone to level 3 money. And, then it kind of started coming back a little bit, level 2 money, then level 1 money. But I still see a lot of pros in here on this Jag spread. And I've been tracking this. I think this is starting to look like a potential action play, for sure. So, hey David, how are you doing this morning? I think this is looking like an action play. So, I would say, you think the Bears played their best game last week? Everyone is down on 2 no line coordinators, but you're not down on them. Okay, interesting. Hey Super James, coming in from the Rumble Room. I like it. Welcome in. Nice seeing you here. Ready to win some wagers. Alrighty. So I think if you do like to take underdogs, if you're looking for a nice little action play, the Jags is probably the play, especially while sitting at plus 3.5 right now. The money's been consistent and there have been quite a few pros coming in here and playing this, so I like seeing that. It's interesting. True, come in with some winners. I love that. An action star play. Actually, because I really did have to start curating these plays, because there are a lot of plays that we're looking at. This didn't quite reach the 5-star play, but that Lions spread did. This one was a little bit more borderline for me, this Giants-Cowboys game, but I also know that like a lot of pros, who have had like a lot of success in Vegas are liking this play right now, and that's the Cowboys spread. It opened up at -3, -6 in some places, went out to -6. There was some Giants money. There was some early pros taking the Giants early on. Then it went to -5.5. Then there was some pros coming in on the Cowboys. So I really thought this line was trying to reach equilibrium. Then I saw, some Dallas started getting some sharps at -4.5. Then, a lot of people are liking Dallas -4.5. For me, seeing this line move out there, move back, I do feel a little more borderline on this play myself, but I would say, considering the amount of pros that are taking the Cowboys out there, I would, definitely do a lot more analysis and, look at this game, maybe circle this one as a potential action play, because this is moving out in the right direction. Even though the line has been bouncing around a little bit, there are some pros coming in on this. Yeah, okay. Cowboys are looking good. You like the Cowboys here, even though you don't like the Cowboys lines. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it seems like a lot of people really like the Cowboys today. This is one I would say, maybe like a 2 to 3 star play in my action plays right now at this moment. So I'd say look at it, definitely consider it for sure. So yeah, a lot of people love this play today. They're taking the Cowboys, and some people feel a little more borderline about it, but no, I'm not playing the Giants. That's for sure. So, I mean, I don't know. I've seen this line move around a little bit. It's moved back and forth, and it hasn't always been the same at every sports book. So do some serious analysis on this one, but Cowboys are popular with a lot of pros taking this spread here. Yeah, that thunderstorm. We also, that was a crazy thunderstorm. We also had that. Just turned the whole stream crazy. All right, now I do have another line I'm looking at. This is a 1 o'clock game as well, Patriots versus Dolphins. Now this one I've been watching a total on. It opened up at 45.5, then it went down to 43.5 with level 5 under money. So keep your eye on this. I think this is a good one that's developing as well. Not quite as strong as some of my action plays, but I would say this is looking like an underplay and it's moving in the right direction. I think bettors normally during week 1, week 2 in the past have typically bet overs a lot, but I mean, as we saw from last week, a lot of these games went under. Thanks for the emotes. A lot of these games went under, and it just seems like this year a lot of the bettors have caught on to this as well. And these lines are starting to move under, but also a lot of the money is being played on unders as well. I mean, it is easier to not do something than it is to do something, right? We've talked about that a lot in the past. So yeah, just something to keep your eye on. It does look like this under in this Patriots Dolphins game is developing, and it's developing pretty nicely with the line and the money going in the right direction here. Now, moving on, I didn't really see too much developing so far in this Browns-Ravens game. If you guys have a play that you like, feel free to throw it in the chat. But I just haven't seen a lot of line movement here. I would like to see a little bit more, action, but not right now. All right, so let's look at the Bills versus the Jets. This is a 1 o'clock game as well. This Jets spread opened up. It was a look-ahead line at +7, opened up at +8.5, went to +7. It just looks like this is a bit of a square move. The sharps are all over the Bills, and they've been all over the Bills since the beginning, and it went to plus 6.5, but it looks like a lot of square money is moving this line, but I don't know. Then suddenly some sharps started backing the Jets instead of the Bills. I'm just not a fan here. It just is like a little too all over the board, you know, sharps being on one side and flipping, you know, the line moving just like this. I don't know. I'm just staying away from it. Even this total as well. I mean, this total's been a little odd. Lots of money being played on the under, yet this line does look like it's, you know, going to go over maybe. It went from 44.5 where it opened up to 46, even though there was level 4 under money. Then it went to 47.5 with level 4 under money. Now there's level 2 under money. It is just a little odd. I just don't really like any plays in this at this moment. I don't know. Yeah, just don't have a play here on the spread or the total, but there are plenty of other bets to bet on, just none in this game. So let's move on to something that is bettable, which I really like, and this is the Rams versus Titans game. This is also, like I said, a 1 o'clock game, and I've been looking at this total. I took it at the open, but it has just been going further and further under. It went from 45.5, where I took it right away, to 41.5 with level 5 money on the under. Like, I've been tracking this from 42.5 going to 41.5. Right now I see it bouncing between 41 to 41.5 in a lot of spots, and this is just going to be low scoring. So I really, I really like the under since the open here. And yeah, it just seems like this line is just moving further and further under. That is the best bet of the week for you. The under in the Rams Titans. This is looking super solid. It really is. So a nice underplay. We've seen a few under spots developing, but this spot I do feel really strongly about. More than an action play, this is a bet for sure. Already locked it in earlier on in the week, so love that underplay here. Now let's talk about another under that is also looking really solid. Like I said, that underplay in this Titans game I took early on in the week. That is a 5-star play for me. I like this a lot. I am, trying to curate my bets a little bit more because there are a lot of things developing. And we see that right now. A lot of lines to look at, a lot of potential action plays, but you have to protect your bankroll. So, curate your plays, find, the best ones. Like, even though you're sticking to your strategy, even though you're still analyzing the plays in a way that has always worked for you in the past, that you've proven over time, make sure, even then, that you're still curating your plays and cutting down on them. Just not taking everything. But this play, under in this Rams Titans, I really like a lot. Another solid underplay is in this 49ers Saints game. This is a 1 o'clock game, and this total opened up at 44.5, went to 42 with level 5 under money. Then it went to 40.5, and there's still level 5 under money. This is still looking like a very solid play. So I like this. I think this is another good underplay, and yeah, we've been kind of crushing these underplays, so I like this. I like this a lot, and another 5-star play. Oh yeah. Well, you got a little bit of fan bias, Super Fro, but that's okay. I think most people do. I just look at the games, look at the numbers, like math, where's the play? Where's the house taking a stand? But also, growing up in Vegas, yeah, that was mispriced early, definitely. So I like that underplay. I do. It's solid. We have 200 plays in a row here. I like it. I like it. And of course, I have been tracking this New Orleans spread. It opened up at +7, went to +4.5 on, some New Orleans money, but there were a lot of Joes in here on New Orleans. I mean, there was extensive injury news. There's just a lot of mixed money now, and right now the line has moved even further. Like, it's sitting at +3, but the money is still super Joe on New Orleans. So I'm not a big fan of this right now at this moment. I'm just staying away from the spread here, but I'm taking the under. The under's looking like a solid play. Alrighty. So I know we have some Broncos, Colts fans in the audience here. This is a 3:00 p.m. Eastern game, and I was watching this Colts spread. It opened up at +3.5, then it went to +1.5, but there was some mixed Joe money on the Colts. Then it went to +2.5. Just considering how this line has been kind of bouncing around the spread, I'm staying away from it. I'm just not seeing anything develop here that I really like. I wish something was developing that I really liked, but I'm just not seeing it here at this moment. But that's okay. That's okay. Alrighty. Now, this is an interesting game. The Panthers versus the Cardinals. This is a 4:00 p.m. Eastern game, and this Arizona spread. I know. Where is Tyler? I haven't seen him in the stream yet, but that's okay. Probably getting ready for the WNBA. And I was looking at the WNBA. I'm excited, of course, but I just don't understand why they're going to put like all of these games at the same time as football. Like, we could have some WNBA games on Monday or Tuesday, just a suggestion if anyone there is listening. Oh, you got a ghost leg for today. Interesting. Well, let's go. All right. Panthers versus Cardinals, 4:00. This Arizona spread went from -4.5 to -6.5 on mixed pro money. And I like it. I like it. Even though it's mixed money, there are a lot of pros jumping in here. Even though they didn't play great against the Saints last week, I mean, I think that they're still going to be good even as they move to -7, where they're sitting at right now. So this line has moved out even further from -4.5 all the way out to -7. So I would say this is interesting. I like it. I like it more as an action play for sure. Looking like a nice little action play, but it has moved out. Their performance last week, I thought could have been better for sure. I mean, there was one point where I was like, oh my god, do they just want to lose? But I think we all think that sometimes watching the games. Yeah, definitely. It's WNBA day. Exactly. Why place all of the WNBA games on the same time? Like, that football's playing, and it's just too much. Like, I know a lot of people want to watch the WNBA, but it doesn't mean that the people who are watching the WNBA don't want to watch football. Like, If you want to watch it all, just it'd be better if it wasn't all happening at the exact same time. All right. So, yeah, I mean, I'm still liking this Cardinal spread. I would say, right now, this is looking like a little bit of an action play. And then I've been watching a total here in this game. It opened up at 46.5, went down to 44.5, and there was level 5 money on the under here. So, a lot of money coming in on the under. The line is moving in the right direction for the under, and that's also looking like an action play at this moment. So, yeah, definitely looking like it's developing. I would keep my eye on this under as well, in addition to this Arizona spread. So keep your eye on both for you action players out there, and yeah. Alrighty, got some props in here. Now just moving on to this Eagles Chiefs game. This is a 4:25 p.m. Eastern game. This Eagles spread opened up plus 1.5, went to -1. There were some Eagles, there was some Eagles money coming in. It was looking super sharp. A lot of pros were taking this Eagles spread at -1. Went to -1.5. Still looking really sharp. There's level 5 sharp money that was coming in on the Eagles, but then suddenly it flopped. A lot of sharps started hopping on the Chiefs, and I just can't really figure this out. Suddenly all of the sharp money came in. It was coming in strong on the Eagles, and then suddenly it's flipping to the Chiefs. It is definitely a little confusing. I can't figure it out, and at this point I don't even have an action play in here, but it will be a fun game to watch. That is for sure. And I don't really have a play on this Falcons-Vikings game. It's just been a little dead on the board. So let's move on to Monday, because I have been watching a line here. Bucks versus Texans. This is a 6:00 p.m. Eastern game, and this total opened up at 46.5, went to 42.5 on level 5 money. Some spots you could still get this at 43.5, but I played this total at the open as well. I grabbed this under right away, but this is looking super solid. I would say this is another 5-star play. I like it a lot, and I like this underplay. I really do. And then, of course, tomorrow the Chargers are facing off against the Raiders at 10:00 p.m. Eastern. This total we've been tracking, it went from 44.5 to 47, back to 46.5. There's level 5 money on the under, but I just don't like the way this total has been bouncing around. It's been a little weird. I don't know. Not a fan of it. Hopefully the refs will, deliver fair results like we intend them to. Oh, right. So, quick hit of cannabis, and then, I just want to talk a little bit more about curating bets. Sometimes you have to sit back, relax, and get your mind right to win some wagers. Now, as you've seen consistently over the past, past couple years of me live streaming, but really past few years with TikTok and all the videos and everything I was doing back then before it was, censored and banned from social media. I've had this system of playing with a house, using game theory and understanding what the house is doing as I'm breaking down these bets. But on a day like today, where, there is so much action, there is, a lot of line movement from the house, and there's a lot of money coming in, both from sharps and just from the casual betting public, sometimes it could be, a little, even though you have a good system, sometimes you really do need to focus the time and energy that you need to do into each pick that you're playing. Like, this is not just Saturday night pizza money that we're playing with. What we're playing with is building a profitable ROI and building it up over time, building our bankroll up over time. And, part of the way of doing that is curating your bets, not just throwing away a bunch of plays on whatever, but by sticking to your system. And sometimes even when you stick to the best system that you have, to the system that has led you to be so profitable over time, even when you do stick to the system, sometimes the system really does deliver like so many plays, like we have today, like 9 possible plays, and you have to start eliminating it down and then really analyze these games further and start grading them. Is it a 5-star play? Is it a 3-star play? Is it a 1-star play? And separate like the more action plays from the plays that you actually are going to place your hard-earned money on, because you want to protect your bankroll, and that doesn't mean playing all 9 plays in one day. A lot of people do that all the time. I see people out there all the time taking 7-leg, 8-leg, 9-leg parlays, spreading, their bets across 10, 20 different bets throughout the day. But it's impossible to make good decisions when you're doing that, because you're not giving each bet the real thorough time and analysis that it really needs for you to become profitable. Because at the end of the day, this is what it's about. Being profitable and winning. Seriously, last week I was asked, like, what's my favorite, team to bet on, and it literally is whatever side is winning that night. I don't want to see, like, that loss. I don't want to see, that hit in my bankroll. And sticking to your systems, but then curating your bets, even when you have these systems in place, is key. So, yeah, I don't have any props today, but other people, feel free to throw it in the chat. I also don't really play props as much as I used to. Last year during football season, I was always looking for different props, things like that. But this year, I've cut down on a lot of that, just because props also kind of eat away at your bankroll. Like, the house takes such a huge cut when you play props and parlays, things like that, things that look like they're there to help you, or, like, this is really good. But the house, that's really when they come in hard and make a lot of money. That's funny, Super Pro. Maybe. That would be funny. I would love to see that. So just remember, guys, curate your plays today. Don't spread it out a bunch, around a bunch of plays, and just play things because your friend or the guy next to you at the bar told you to play it, or seriously, curate. That is the key to becoming a professional gambler. Or else you're just having fun, and that's okay, and it's okay to just have fun with money that you don't mind losing, but that's not what I'm trying to teach here. If you want to do that, there's plenty of other sports podcasts, people out there just throwing out their random picks that, they thought about for like 0.1 seconds before they gave it to you, and that's fine as well. There's like 10,000 of those people out there at least. But that's not what I'm trying to teach here. I'm trying to teach you guys that sports wagering could actually be used as a real investment tool if done properly, and it could be profitable, and you really could do a lot of winning. And you don't find these kinds of ROIs like in the stock market accidentally. It just, but you could really achieve this in sports betting. And you know, I try to teach everyone, like, this is a way to do it without really having to know all the players and having to know everything about all of the teams and their history and everything. You know, there's a way to do it, and to basically treat sports betting like an investment tool. And you see the proof every day in every way. I've tracked these bets for years, and yeah, it's all out there. Absolutely. I love it. I love that you guys come to my newsletter. Now, I didn't see anything in the WNBA that I was interested in playing today. The lines have been really tight, so there is that. But lots of WNBA games, but still, I wish I could have just done this like tomorrow. We don't have quite so much football. Like, seriously, when I'm out and about and I see people watching the WNBA, it's not just like women. Like, a lot of these guys who like to watch football and stuff are out there watching the WNBA. Like, everyone's watching the WNBA, but not if you make it like impossible schedule wise for everyone else. It's crazy. All right, let's cover baseball, because there is a play that I like. I might even ladder in this Astros-Braves game. This is at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, and this total opened up at 8.5, minus 105 on the over. Moved right out to minus 122 with level 4 money on this over in this Astros-Braves game. So this is looking like a nice potential little ladder spot. I like it, and I would say, yeah, if you want to ladder an over today, this is the spot. Definitely the spot to do so. So I have been watching that. It has been developing. You know, I've seen a few more plays develop, like this Pirates money line is starting to move in the right direction, went from minus 105 to minus 120 on mixed money. So it's starting to move. Something to, you know, keep watching, but not exactly developing into a play yet. I have been watching this under in this Rangers-Mets game, but it's just not looking like anything yet at this moment. Pirates are winning. Yeah, I mean, they're becoming bigger favorites for sure. So it is moving in the right direction for them today. And it's moving on mixed money. So the sportsbook is making the adjustment here. Looking at this Diamondbacks Twins game, this is the only other thing I've seen really develop in baseball. A lot of the other stuff has been a little slow moving. So just looking at this total, it opened up over 9, minus 105, went to over 9.5, even money, with level 5 money on the over. So this line is starting to move in the right direction. A lot of money is pushing this line movement, and it's starting to look like a nice little overplay. So I like that. I like that a lot. Alrighty, so those are all of my plays in baseball that I'm looking at for today. I did just want to wrap up, talk about cannabis a little bit, and then of course before the show is over, I am going to Pirates are not playing yet. That game starts at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. So in just a little bit, I did want to talk about something that is going on in cannabis, because I always like to say, sit back, relax, get your mind right to win some wagers. And it's true. I feel like cannabis really does help me relax. It helps a lot of people with their health, and I don't know, I think for a lot of people out there, really could help you just calm down, get your mind right. It's not like performance enhancing in any way, but it really does, I think, help a lot of people just relax. Alrighty, so I wanted to talk about something that has been going on. This has been going on for over a year now, but basically, there is this whole cannabis lawsuit going on, and it's really determining like what the states versus, you know, federal government controls when it comes to cannabis. And right now, you know, there is like, of course, the 10th Amendment basically saying anything that isn't like given to the federal government in the Constitution belongs to the states or people. But then there's the Supremacy Clause saying if the Congress acts within its powers, it can override state law. So basically, like, states are able to legalize their cannabis, but, you know, federal prohibition is still in place, and now it's really determining like the future of cannabis. Right now, David Boise is trying to argue this case and, you know, doing so, he's had a lot of success in the past, you know, either working with the federal government or actually, you know, winning cases really even against the federal government. He's a good lawyer, and has really taken up this cause. So, you know, as we, you know, really see how this plays out, we have to see, like, should the federal government, you know, should Washington, D.C. still control in-state cannabis? Like, is that what they should control? And it's, you know, it's undecided right now, but, you know, personally, I I feel like I don't want them to control the cannabis. I think that should be, I think that's a personal freedom that, you know, it should be left up to people. But that's just my opinion on it. But that's what's going on right now in Washington, and I don't know. I don't want them to take away the weed. You know, it's hard to give people something and then say, now you can't have it anymore. Even though we've seen that happen a bunch of times with plenty of things. TikTok even, for example. I'm just trying to think of the most recent one. Yeah, I don't know. I just hope we, you know, keep allowing people like their own personal freedoms of using literally a harmless plant in a way that they choose. So, yeah, I definitely hope the feds don't screw that up too, Ken. Seriously, because, yeah, I mean, it's been a huge industry, which, you know, has spawned like a lot of small time businesses, people that are farmers, you know, out in the countryside, people here in the US, because you're not bringing hemp across state lines. I mean, these are all homegrown jobs that, you know, we've created here in America. And when, you know, you start regulating all this cannabis and all these things and, you know, who can do what, it really leads to like a bunch of turmoil that I don't really think we really want or need right now, especially when there's so much other stuff going on for us to worry about, right? So that's my take. Free the weed. And yeah, I mean, I just don't believe that, you know, the government being the sole like controller of all the cannabis in America is in my opinion not the smart way of doing things. It's not like how industries, like regular, you know, industries are regulated. It's just, I don't know. I don't think that's the way to do it, you know. And we know so much now. I mean, we've had literally like thousands, tens of thousands of scientific studies published on cannabis. I mean, to say like we still don't know what it does yet is just, it's just like a non-argument. Like, just read. All right. Let's talk about the plays, wrap up this stream. It has been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys today. And I feel like we're going to win some wagers. And just remember, curate it. I will go over my top plays first, then I'm going to cover some of my action plays second. So I'll just go over this in order. So I love this line spread. It's sitting at -6.5, still like a top 5-star play. Love this. Then this Rams Titans under. I took this at the open. This has already been locked in, so I love it. Very solid. Then this 49ers Saints game, took the under here. Still looks like a very solid play. And then I'm looking at Monday Night Football, also another under. Lock this in early. Bucks versus Texans. 5-star play. Love this. Played it at the open. Major League Baseball, another play I love, and that is the over. You might even ladder it if you're feeling like it, action players. And that's the over in the Astros Braves game. Alrighty, now let's go over my action plays, because we have a lot of plays, and I really had to be selective here today. So now we're going to go over the action plays which don't get me wrong, they still look really good and there's still plenty developing. And if you want access to all of this, make sure to just sign up for the free daily report. It's free. It's going out after this show, so you won't be missing out on anything. And all you have to do is just go to arielcalista.com, click the stay in touch button. It's easy to join, it's free to sign up, and yeah, I'll have my plays of the day in there, plus all of this line movement and information. Alright, action plays. I really think the Jags are looking like a nice underdog play if you want to take this spread, sitting at +3.5. Cowboys. All the pros came in, and I've been saying that the Cowboys spread are looking like a good play. I do personally feel a little shakier about it, but I am also not playing the Giants either, so I do think, Cowboys are looking like a solid play. I have to admit. Oh, thanks for that emo. Definitely. So I do really like this. I mean, I do think Dallas -4.5 might be a good play. Another action play is the Cardinals spread. It's already moved to -7, so it's been going out in the right direction. It's just they didn't play amazing last week, so that's definitely influencing us a little bit and putting it more on the action list, if anything. And this under in this Panthers-Cardinals game is still looking really good as well. And finally, in baseball, this over in the Diamondbacks-Twins game is looking like a solid overplay. So those are all of my action plays. There is still plenty developing, and that's what I will be breaking down for you in the daily report. So make sure to sign up for it just at arielcalista.com. Click stay in touch. It's free. It's easy to do so. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming to this live stream. We will be back next Thursday at 6:00 p.m. Eastern. Let's do some winning. Let's win some wagers today. Take another cannabis hit to get our minds right. Some perp for my purple top. And I think we are going to have a great Sunday. So good luck, everyone. Let's crush it today, and I will see you all on Thursday. And thanks so much. If you haven't liked this stream already, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me as a small creator. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. All right, and I'll see you guys all next time. Good luck, everyone.